Let me take it across to Kunal and Nooresh and find out what is it that they're making of the recovery. Kunal, do you think that after the recent consolidation / dip that's played out in the market, are we headed in for a dash upwards?
Well, I would not say a dash upwards, but then I think some sort of a day like what we've seen the last 2 days. I think Monday and today, where we've seen an initial gap down or a selling for the indices, and then a steady recovery or a gradual recovery. Even that's an ideal state of the market because that initial sell-off generally and the recovery post that generally gives you a lot of opportunity to try and trade stocks which have fallen down, and the recovery into many of the stocks and sectors is far more stable. Like what we've seen today, for example, for the banking index, good recovery of almost 250 odd points for the bank Nifty, 100+ point recovery on the Nifty, and that's added towards recovery for many of the individual stocks and sectors. So I think that's the ideal kind of a market which you're looking out for. And at the same time, we have not broken below that major support of 19,300 on the Nifty, not even close below those levels. So when we have such kind of a scenario, we'll take it with both hands, expecting that the stock specific action would continue and the index would remain largely in this range or a flattish kind of a zone.
Sure. But let me actually bring on board my colleague Prakash as well, because we do understand that there was a cabinet meeting earlier today and there are a whole host of announcements that have come out. But two specific stocks that are reacting to the news flow are JBM Auto as well as Electra Green Tech. Let's pull up the two counters, and the reason is that the cabinet has approved the expansion of the electric bus service project. So Prakash, why don't you begin with that and tell us what the details are, and then we can pick up what the other announcements are likely to be?
Yes, the Union Cabinet meeting has just concluded, and we are learning from our sources that the Cabinet has taken some important decisions today. And the first one is with regard to, electric bus services project, which is going to connect 170 cities in the country, and where the electric bus services will be started. And for that, the government has approved a very comprehensive project worth rupees 63,000 crore. Wherein the central government will contribute around 20,000 crore, and it will be completely a PPP project with the participation of private companies, and the state governments will be there. So it's a very comprehensive project where the government is going to contribute around 20,000 crore. Apart from that, one other important decision that the cabinet has taken today is with regard to railway sector. Cabinet has approved the proposal that has been submitted by Railway Ministry for extension, modernization, and a doubling of some railways lines. As per the information we are getting from our sources, that the cabinet has approved 7 railways line that will be modernized and extended going forward, and that will connect northern part of the country to central and western part of the country. And for that, Cabinet has approved around 24,000 crore that will be given to Railway Ministry to complete this project on time. So it's a very comprehensive decision that will help railways to modernize its network. And the third important decision that has been taken by the Cabinet today is with regard to Vishwakarma scheme that was announced by the Prime Minister yesterday from Red Fort. The Cabinet has approved around 15,000 crore that will be given to the concerned ministry to operate this overall scheme going forward.
Point taken. Thanks so much for joining us with respect to that. But yes, the stocks are definitely seeing a reaction. So let's take Nooresh's view as well on those. Nooresh, would you be a buyer in either of these names, Electra Green Tech as well as JBM Auto, and even the railway names that Prakash was highlighting, that there's some extension of capex there as well?
So I would be a little cautious here in terms of Electra as well as JBM Auto. The stocks have already rallied quite a bit. So went from 700 to 1400 Electra in this move. Today also, after correcting from 1050 to 1250. The view is we'll get sideways in both these names, overheated in the near term. So the risk reward is not great. So would avoid both these names. On the railway side, I continue to like only one stock out of the whole basket, which is Rights Limited. That's the only stock which has underperformed the whole basket. We've seen private as well as PSU, both railway stocks do well. Rights is just up 10-15% from the highs of 2022. And we've seen this happen in the shipyard space also. We saw Mazagon Dock doing well. In the last 2 days, we've seen GRSE and Cochin also catch up. So the only catch-up trade left in railways is Rights, which could go towards 550, 600.
Okay, that's the take coming in on some of the buzzing stocks. Keep your lookout for JBM Auto, Electra Green Tech, or for that matter, even Tata Motors. These are stocks where I don't think the upside is captured yet. You're continuing to see an uptick there.